So far, voters are rejecting a late-term abortion ban in Albuquerque, but the results are still coming in. It's a heated issue that's drawn long lines, protests, and thrown the city into the national spotlight for a ban that no other city in the United States has. Good evening. Today's special election on a late-term abortion ban brought out more voters than last month's mayoral election.
That's right. And right now, out of the 50,000 early and absentee votes counted, along with the votes that have been counted so far today from people who voted today, 55% are coming out against the measure to ban late-term abortions in the city, 45% voting for, so a fairly solid margin for the people voting down this measure at this point. Now, this special election has brought out people who normally would not vote, many registering just for this election. More than 87,000 people voted, that's about 24%. And that is 30,000 more than the mayoral election, which had a 20% turnout.
And today's election had groups from both sides of the abortion debate trying to convince people to vote their way.
That's right. News 13's Amanda Goodman is live downtown at the Hotel Andaluz tonight, where abortion rights advocates are watching the results come in. Amanda?
Well, and as those numbers trickle in here, the crowd gets more and more excited. As you mentioned, those early and absentee numbers leaned heavily in this crowd's favor. It is a trend that they hope continues until that final vote is counted. Now, let me tell you who all is here tonight. We've got people from the ACLU, Respect ABQ Women, and even State Auditor Hector Valderas turned up. A lot of the people here spent a lot of time trying to defeat the late-term abortion ban, which would prohibit abortions after 20 weeks unless the mother's life is in danger. And while it is still pretty early on and the results are still coming in, people here can't help but feel excited.
So we're very optimistic. It's great to see that Albuquerque voters are voting to respect Albuquerque women.
And now they've been providing updates throughout the night as the results come in, which they're getting ready to do just about now. And again, while things look good here at this point, no one's ready to declare victory just yet. They want to make sure, or wait rather, until that final vote is counted. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. Now, on the other side of the debate, anti-abortion groups argue unborn children at 20 weeks can feel the pain of an abortion. News 13's Tina Jensen is live at the Crown Plaza Hotel with their reaction to tonight's results. Tina?
Jessica, you can definitely sense the disappointment in the room with those early numbers so far. Earlier tonight, when we got those early voting and absentee numbers, they took it as a bad sign for the ultimate outcome of this ordinance. Still, some people here say that regardless of what happens, the fact that this was on the ballot at all was groundbreaking, and they hope the momentum continues.
They put together a petition drive gathering over 27,000 signatures. That's almost double what was needed to get this on the ballot. And so I think what's unique about it is it really shows the pro-life grassroots strength.
Despite these early numbers, people here are still holding on to hope that ultimately this ordinance will pass. Back to you.
All right, Tina, thank you very much. City Clerk Amy Bailey says there were no major problems today except for an issue with some anti-abortion protesters at the Albuquerque Museum. Bailey says they had to move back some of those protesters after some of the children who were at the museum became upset when they saw the graphic anti-abortion signs. Some poll workers also had to explain the very long question on the ballot, but the city clerk says for the most part things went smoothly. Well, the nation is watching tonight's results, which could become a new front in the battle over abortion. As we mentioned, if voters pass the measure, Albuquerque would become the first city in the U.S. to ban abortion after 20 weeks. It's an issue that has brought even more voters than last month's mayoral election. The emotional and graphic campaign has drawn national groups to the city who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising. If the ban passes, a legal challenge is expected. The abortion ban, not the only issue on the ballot tonight.
In the Uptown area, it is a close one as voters pick a city councilor to represent them. Now, here's the numbers. Democrat Diane Gibson narrowly beating incumbent Republican Janice Arnold Jones 51% to 49%. Now, Arnold Jones failed to get at least 50% of the vote in the October 8th municipal election, spurring today's runoff. The outcome will determine whether Democrats or Republicans have the majority on the city council. And stay with News 13 for continuing coverage of today's special election. We're updating results that you can find at the bottom of your screen or on KRQE.com. More coverage coming up in our second half hour and live team coverage with reaction on News 13 at 10.